It was announced back in November 2024 that Britain is to decommission 5 ships due to economic reasons. The British Ministry of Defence is withdrawing 5 ships from its fleet due to lack of funds for their maintenance and repair. The decommissioning of the 5 ships is to save budgetary funds, is a rational step against a backdrop of a limited military budget, which is why some areas are underfunded. The list of ships to be decommissioned includes the frigate HMS Northumberland, 2 Albian class amphibious assault ships HMS Albian and Bulwark, seen here in this video, and 2 Royal Fleet auxiliary tankers RFA Wave Ruler and Wave Knight. The decommissioning of the ships is primarily due to economic difficulties and a shortage of crews. Most of the ships having no crews, and some of them are to be scrapped due to a lack of timely repairs in the past. The decommissioning of these vessels could save more than £500 million, could be used for more promising projects, including the construction of new surface ships. Nothing has been promised as yet. The 5 ships to be decommissioned currently are in a non-combatant state, and their crews have been disbanded, so the return of these vessels to the Royal Navy is impossible at the moment. The decommissioning of the 2 Albian amphibious assault ships is due to lack of crews to ensure their operation and to maintain their readiness for deployment. Currently both vessels are in reserve, but in an absence of buyers they are likely to be disposed of. According to unofficial reports, the Brazilian Navy is considering the purchase of HMS Bulwark. However, the ship has been undergoing extensive repairs for more than 3 years, which may affect the completion of the deal. In turn, HMS Albion is in a much worse technical condition, making its sale unlikely. A decision on its utilisation is expected soon. The scrapping or decommissioning of the 2 only Royal Navy amphibious warships will leave a gap in the Royal Navy's capability as a world player in any future conflicts. The Royal Navy website, MOD website, states that HMS Albion and Bulwark will be replaced by the 3 RFA Bay class, but they are civilian crewed vessels and not technically warships. HMS Albion and Bulwark, the 2 Royal Navy's amphibious assault ships, described as the Royal Navy's Swiss Army knife for a good reason, with either one of the vessels in service at any one time in recent years. Probably Albion has spent many more years than Bulwark, the younger sister ship, in service with the Royal Navy, both being flagships of the Royal Navy at one time or another. Both ships having been useful assets in the Royal Navy, capable of carrying 400 sailors of the Royal Marines with a huge amount of skills and experience, technicians and engineers, medics and chiefs, with a loading dock capability for trucks, machinery and watercraft, and crew to carry out duties. The ship also being an emergency vessel for use. The ships having capabilities for disaster relief operations from flood supplies to water pumps around the world. The decommissioning of both ships in an uncertain world is probably not a wise decision. The vessels will be replaced by the current Bay-class ships, but they are not classified as warships. They are civilian crewed and not warships. In late 2020, HMS Bulwark was dry docked for Phase 2 of her optimised support period. The ship was to remain in dry dock prior to undertaking a Phase 3 recertification package ahead of her planned return to the fleet in 2023. Mid-2023, it was reported that the ship would not be ready for active operations until sometime in mid-2024. Then, in March 2024, James Cartledge, Minister of State of the Ministry of Defence, stated that the ship would in fact only return to operations if required, suggesting she would remain in uncrewed reserve option, completing her refit. However, this decision was reversed by the newly elected Labour government in November 2024, which indicated that Bulwark was to be taken out of service, despite the fact that £72.1 million had already been spent on her refit. HMS Bulwark's motto is, "Under thy wings I trust." Well, you cannot trust any government, either Labour or Conservative, these days.